Criminal and administrative charges were recommended against several personalities identified by the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee as accountable for the sugar importation mess. Meanwhile, the minority bloc will come up with its own report on the Senate hearings pertaining to the issue. And this early, the minority leader hints that theirs might be more forgiving than that of the recommendation of the BRC. How so? Eunice Monte reveals in this report.
The committee further recommends to the Honorable Office of the Ombudsman the filing of the following charges against the following personalities.
Former DA Undersecretary Leocadio Sebastian, former Sugar Regulatory Administrator Hermenegildo Serafica, and board members Roland Beltran and Aurelio Valderrama are now facing criminal and administrative charges. This is the recommendation of the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee after 3 hearings on the issue of controversial and illegal Sugar Order Number 4. Administrative cases include serious dishonesty, grave misconduct, gross neglect of duty, and gross insubordination. In addition to this, criminal cases were also filed against the 4, including violations of Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act, violations of RA 10845 or the Anti-Agricultural Smuggling Act of 2016, and the usurpation of official functions.
For criminal cases, the Blue Ribbon Committee recommends that the following charges be initiated against Undersecretary Sebastian, former Administrator Serafica, and board members Beltran and Valderrama as follows. 1 count of a violation of Section 3A of Republic Act 3019, otherwise known as the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. B. 1 count for a violation of Section 3E of the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. C. 1 count of a violation of the provisions of Republic Act number 10845, otherwise known as the Anti-Agricultural Smuggling Act of 2016. And finally, 1 count of usurpation of official functions defined and penalized under Article 177 of the Revised Penal Code.
14 out of 17 members of the Blue Ribbon Committee signed a committee report with 1 opposing opinion. Executive Secretary Vic Rodriguez was not mentioned in the committee report, but it can be recalled that he attended a hearing twice to answer the questions of the senators. But for the committee chairman, the evidence against him was not enough.
No sufficient evidence to counter his testimony.
Because it was signed by majority of the senators, the Blue Ribbon Committee report with a final recommendation is scheduled to be released in the plenary. But the minority will also issue a separate report on the questions that were not answered in the hearing. According to Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel, it is clear that the officials asked for feedback several times, but the Executive Secretary failed to give them answer. The palace already insisted that the SRA board proceeded with Sugar Order Number 4 without going through or without being approved by the President.
Purposely not replied to, not responded to it. Ngayon, you want them to go to jail? I mean, ako, mas forgiving po ako ngayong dito sa facts ng sa latag yung facts sa sugar book.
The recommendations of the committee also include changing laws so that this does not happen again, including the amendment of Republic Act 10659, where the provision of transparency and accountability in the issuance of import permits will be included. Amendment to Executive Order Number 8, in which the number of the board members of SRA will be increased and will be 8 from the current 4. And Agriculture Secretary will remain as ex-officio member of SRA board. Unlike prior Blue Ribbon hearings, results of committee's first investigation were faster than before.
For the first time siguro, ngayon lang kayo nakaranas ng after 2 days, out na.
A copy of the committee report was sent to the Ombudsman, Department of Justice, a Commission on Audit, or COA, while the committee also requested the Department of Justice to issue an immigration lookout bulletin order against 4 officials. Eunice Monte for The Nation.